Hi everyone, I'm Sean. I'm the other half of this YouTube channel, Better Call Paul. Like Paul, I too am a passive income investor, just on a much smaller scale. I have a modest $48,000 portfolio right now. I mostly just buy covered call ETFs like Paul. I have learned a lot from Paul over the years, but my journey did not start with buying covered call ETFs. My journey actually started with GME, one of my favorite topics, GameStop. Back in 2021, I had just opened up a brokerage account. One of the guys at work was telling me about GameStop, GME, and maybe I'd be interested in buying a couple of shares because it's going to squeeze. So, starting off, I'm like, well, I sort of understood what he meant. So I bought a few shares, and during the day, bought a few more and a few more. And before the end of the day came, I had around 70 shares. My average cost was around $100 US per share. And I was just thinking, whew, this better pay off. I just started this account. I need it to pay off. And it did. The next day, it rose and kept going up, and I caught the price on the way down, as most investors will. I sold between 250 and 225 per share. So I made some decent money to get my portfolio started. But I didn't immediately start putting my money into passive income. I really wasn't aware of it. I farted around a little bit, bought some BlackBerry like everybody was, and bought some Amazon. I guess a little more tailored towards growth. But I didn't see my account getting any bigger month to month. So this is when Paul was telling me it's time to start getting invested in maybe some ETFs and getting some passive income every month. I'm glad I did. My goal is to retire one day, hopefully in about the next 8 years, and I would like to have a second income coming in. Now, this isn't why I'm here. I'm actually here to talk a little bit about GME and their transformation that they've made and why I think it's still a good investment. Shares right now are trading about $24. It's been pretty flat for the last couple of weeks. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about it and why I think it's a good investment. The company has zero debt. Not a lot of companies can say that they have zero debt. They have $9 billion in the bank, and they have $500 million worth of Bitcoin in the bank. Not a lot of companies can say they have that kind of stuff. Now, they have transformed from being a hardware company, a video game company, into a collectibles company. And one of the reasons I'm bringing all this up is because I was on Blossom today, going over reading some other people's stories. And I noticed in the corner that it told me 988 people also hold GameStop in their portfolios. And another 363, I believe was the number, were also watching GME. Now, I know everybody thought it was a meme stock, but the company has structure now. Ryan Cohen has created a solid company. Many of you may know him from the dog food company Chewy, where he created himself and made it a multi-billion-dollar company and sold. And now he is an active investor. And he has taken over control. Well, he did take over control back in 2021 of GameStop. Now, nobody knows what his plan is. He keeps it close to his chest. He doesn't tell anybody. He just wants to be judged by his actions. Well, I think his actions are going in the right direction. I will continue to buy a few shares here and there. I have around 400. I think it's pretty good. Will I think it squeeze again? I would love it to squeeze again now that I have more shares, but I don't really see that happening. What I see is steady growth in their stock and a steady growth in their stock price. It may be the only stock that I have that I'm looking for growth in rather than passive income. That is how my story started. But if anybody would like to know anything else about GME, there's a lot of videos out there. Some of it fluff, some of it is just useless information. But know that the company's transformed. They have a strong leadership group. He doesn't even take a salary. And I think everybody should have another look at it because I think it's going to do something wonderful in the future. Thanks, everybody. This is my first video. Everybody have a good night.